guys, welcome to Rainy Tuesdays podcast, a podcast by friends for friends. Today I'm here with Ryan
Hello.
and me. It's just us. um, yeah, it's finals season, so
That it
people
is.
are hard to find.
Hopefully this goes out during final season.
I'll put it up this week.
Sweet.
My thought is I want to keep the episodes that we have recorded as evergreen episodes to only post them when I need them, kind of thing. All behind the scenes podcast stuff. Yeah, but the whole time, what have you been up to? How's your life been?
Not much. I was also gonna say on that, you could post this on any finals week, to be honest.
That's true. I could wait until next year. Just next December, post this episode.
Yeah.
It'll be so relevant, I'm sure.
I've been good. I've not been up to much. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. A new Minecraft update came out called
Okay,
Caves
tell me
and
this.
Cliffs.
How do you approach Minecraft?
What do you mean?
I mean, what is your go-to thing? Some people really like building houses. I know a guy who likes building roads.
Ooh.
Yeah, what do you like?
I like a little bit of both. I like building houses. I like just building stuff. They've added a ton of new blocks, so it's fun to get new materials. And also, I do like building roads, sorta.
Okay,
which
cool,
is really fun because you build a little town. It's how do we make it look like a town? You build roads.
It's roads, yeah. Roads
Makes
are
it look
pretty
good.
interesting.
Then you get a layout. Then people can have plots of land and build houses there. Oh, city planning.
Love that.
If I didn't go into
planning.
electrical engineering, maybe I would have gone to city planning.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that's fair. What is your favorite thing to build though?
I like building houses. My house I'm living in right now is a windmill.
A
which is
windmill?
pretty fun. Yeah.
You built that? You built a windmill?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't work because the game
No,
doesn't
sure,
have
but
that.
that's
But it looks
very
cool.
exciting. Yeah.
I'll send you a picture of it after.
Please do. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I really like just fancy things in Minecraft. More than just the four walls, this is my home kind of thing. I like it when people go all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got
It's
a
very
fun
exciting.
world. We also built a menorah for
Nice.
some reason.
Good. Hanukkah
celebrate
is
Hanukkah.
over now, but it's good.
Yeah.
We love it. Yeah.
Cultural diversity.
Indeed. I Hanukkah always happens so fast to me because I feel every December goes by so fast, and so it's in my mind I'm well, it's eight nights, so it's around for a while,
And it always moves around too.
oh yeah, no, you never know when it's gonna be until it's happening,
Unless you know the Jewish calendar.
No, you never know when it's gonna be, and then suddenly it's Hanukkah. But
it's just an album drop.
right, yeah, it's a really big artist who doesn't need to advertise. It's just hey guys, it's Hanukkah. But yeah, it's always shocking to me because it's first night of Hanukkah, last night of Hanukkah, and there's no in between apart from the 6 days in between. But you don't, they just happen so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense for any holiday in general. So Christmas or New Year's Eve or anything like that to be one night only. Nice, it's done.
Yeah.
But Hanukkah's 8 nights, and it still feels snap of the fingers. I don't know. Oh,
I like how
Crazy
religions have stuff around the moon.
it is nice.
So Hanukkah I think has something to do with the moon. Ramadan has something to do with the moon because the calendar they have. Christianity too, Easter, whenever that is, has something to do with the moon as well.
Interesting. Fair enough. Yeah. I like it. I have beef with holidays that aren't just on a set day. So Mother's Day and Father's Day and stuff like that. It's always just when is that? Why can't we just, I know it's the third Thursday or Sunday, they always do stuff like that, but it's just pick a day. Pick a day. I don't know. whole time.
I'd like to get like an app that like sends me a message. It's like, hey, look, this is coming up soon.
That's gotta exist.
But like only the important ones.
Right.
Like I don't need Christmas. I know when that is.
Sure.
But like, oh, hey, look, Father's Day's coming up or Mother's Day. I never remember those off the top of my head.
Yeah, who could? I feel like that's something like you could like customize it. And you could be like, these are the ones that I want to hear about.
Put like important birthdays in.
Oh yeah, I put everyone's birthdays in my phone calendar. Speaking of which, our co-host, his birthday was yesterday as of recording this. So like last week when it comes out. Yeah.
Oh.
Text him right now.
This is Adam we're talking about, right?
Yes, this is Adam.
Adam, if you're listening to this, I'm so sorry.
Oh man. I texted him I think before he woke up because of the time difference, which made me feel like I really had my life together because he is someone who wakes up much earlier than I do. But because of the time difference, I think I got him, which I was very excited about.
I have a question for you. When you send someone like a happy birthday text, do you put emojis in it?
Yes, I do. I put the little celebration confetti ones.
Oh, those are fun. I like those.
I like them. Yeah.
Do you think it's weird if like hearts. Do you think like it's less of a happy birthday if they don't put emojis in?
It feels a little stilted. It's like happy birthday. No pizzazz. Like yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends. If it's just the words happy birthday, no emojis, then it's just like they're just saying this. I don't know. But if it's like happy birthday with emojis, then it's like, thinking of you. Or if it's like happy birthday, I'm so happy we're friends, blah, 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 like sweet message thing, you don't need emojis in that because it's like a real thing.
Yeah. If you have like a message.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
This is why I like to like put something on Instagram on my birthday. Then people like it is like they're saying happy birthday to me.
It's little happy birthdays.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, I don't know. I have them all on my phone. And it's helpful. It's weird though, because like when you put something like that in your phone, you do like the yearly repeat thing. And the option is like, for a set amount of times or for forever. And it's like very intense to say like, yes, I want to wish this person a happy birthday on their birthday forever. Yeah. Oh man.
That's a good point. Also, Snapchat I think has that now of like you can see people's birthdays. Don't you say you don't like that feature?
I have it turned off.
Why?
I have it turned off. I think it's just like, I don't know. I don't want people to feel like pressured or anything.
How would they be pressured? You just have to look at it.
Right, but like, what if they're like, I should wish her a happy birthday? I don't want them to do that. Like, I want them to do it because they want to do it, not because they're like, obligations.
I mean, I see a lot of birthdays on it because like a little cake pops up to the person.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Avoid it.
I'm not gonna like look through and be like, gotta start planning ahead for this happy birthday message I need to write.
I know. It's so intense. You gotta make it right. You gotta choose the right emojis.
Fair enough.
But fair enough. Yeah. So I found this article earlier today. Because I really prepare for episodes.
Was that article about Netflix's show featuring Vanessa Hudgens?
No, I was gonna include it in one of the portions of this.
Never mind.
I found an article. There was like 20 topic ideas for podcasts for 2021. And now that we're at the end of 2021, I thought it would be a great idea to do this. But all 20, except we're probably not going to do all 20 because time.
Yeah.
But yeah. One thing is book, movie, album reviews, which is often what our podcast turns into anyway. So this is idea number 17. And I know that Ryan and I both have thoughts on things in pop culture. And one of them is Netflix. Netflix does a lot. I so it's December, which means Netflix Christmas movies are coming out. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They're replacing Hallmark movies, and it's pretty exciting for them. They've really cornered the market on Christmas movies. But I have beef with Netflix this year.
Why do you have beef?
Well, because so like Princess Switch came out, right? And this is the one where there's Vanessa Hudgens, all playing people.
It's 2 Vanessa Hudgens in the first one, right?
It's 2 in the first one. It's 3 in the second one. And you want to know how many are in the third one?
Dare I say 4?
No, only 3.
Oh.
They didn't add another Vanessa Hudgens, and that is my beef. Like, you set a precedent of new movie, new Vanessa. And there was no new Vanessa. It was the same 3 Vanessas.
Dang.
They just kind of gave the newer one a character this time.
Oh, okay. Isn't like one of them evil?
Well, so she was evil in the second one, and she's a bit of an anti-hero in the third one.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a heist movie.
Oh.
But Christmas.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it was okay. I think they've only gotten worse. But I think what could have made this one better was another Vanessa Hudgens. Because so like they set up this thing, right? And they're like, the Christmas star for the tree was stolen, and we got to get it back. Who stole it, you may ask? And instead of having a 4th Vanessa Hudgens be the one who stole it, which I think would have been the perfect opportunity, they just had some guy who like owns hotels. And he stole it. But they had to like break into his thing and everything. Evil Vanessa Hudgens also had a lot of like mother issues where like she wasn't close with her mom anymore because her mom like traveled a lot when she was a kid. And so other missed opportunity, having a Vanessa Hudgens but like in old age makeup to play the mother. They didn't do it.
Good, yeah.
They had just a whole other actress, and like, what's the point of that?
There should have been a post-credit scene with a Vanessa Hudgens with an eye patch.
There really should have been. I was just really let down. I was just really disappointed.
Fair enough. It was just an okay movie.
It was just fine. Like, it was solid. It was Christmassy. There were carolers. There was a salsa dance scene.
Oh.
Pretty cute. Yeah. The child from the first one is like absolutely a like full grown teenager at this point, which was a little strange to see. But she was at a dance school, so she was barely in it. Because we're still seeing like effects from COVID filming. So she was like on like an iPad for like a lot of her scenes. But yeah, it was okay. They also didn't expand the Netflix Christmas movie universe. Which was kind of a bummer. Like they didn't have any references to any other things. But that's fine. So it was a letdown overall. But, you know, there's always next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. You have Netflix things.
I had 2 Netflix things. The show Arcane, I want to watch it because I have had multiple people who do not like League of Legends tell me that this show is really good. I had someone compare it to Avatar levels.
To Avatar?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa, is this what we're dealing with here?
No, that's high praise, yeah.
I don't know if I should watch it because, like, I don't really like League, but, like, all these people have never played League and really like it. So, like, maybe it might be for me. But also, it's, like, it's been hyped up so much that it's, like, will be, like, a little bit of a letdown. It's like, oh, this is just good.
Yeah, that's the concern. I will say, though, Netflix, like, a lot of their animated stuff is really, really good. Shout out to the Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous animated show. They just came out with season 4 and it fucking slapped. I'll just go ahead and say it. They popped off. Anyway.
Margot, I also, earlier this week, I listened to you and Esther's episode of the podcast from a few
Uh-huh.
weeks ago, and I really liked how you mentioned, like, your perfect person is finding someone that likes Miraculous and High School Musical. And
It's
so
so
far, you've only
stupid to
ever met
not
people
like
that only
both.
like one.
It's so stupid to not like both. They're the same level of seriousness.
Fair enough. I don't like Miraculous, but I do like High School Musical.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a pain.
Fair. And then the other thing, apparently the like Netflix's Cowboy Bebop has not even been out for like a month yet. Has already
Right.
been canceled.
It was canceled?
Yeah.
Why was it canceled? I thought people loved Cowboy Bebop.
It apparently wasn't that good.
Oh.
I've only watched one episode. It's one of those things like I'll get around to watching more of it, but
But it didn't catch you.
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Sad, but fair.
Sad, yeah. I'm just surprised they canceled it so quick.
Yeah, it like so I've only seen one episode of the anime. Like I haven't seen the live action one. But it is just like I know so many people who are so obsessed with the like original show. And so I just kind of thought that following would like lead them into more seasons. So that's kind of weird.
I think the big thing is like because it's literally just redoing the show and like they're not really adding much to it.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't think there's much to be gained from
it just
having
being live
something
action.
that was in live action moved to that was in animation moved to live action.
Yes, that's fair. I think arguably you can do a lot more with animation, obviously. So it's just like if something was wonderful in animation, it's tough to make it like better in live action because you can do less like effects wise.
Yeah.
Which does give me a pause about how the Avatar thing will go. But
yes.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be
I'm
the
still
exact
hopeful.
same thing. I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be bad, but also
I don't want it to be bad. I think the
it might be
casting
bad.
was spectacular. Every time another cast member gets announced, it's like, wow, what a perfect person to play this role. Like, they're really killing that. So, that's good. That's also the only information we have on it. So, yeah.
Very
But
true.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool time. But see, that's not like very different from what we normally do. It's our podcast often becomes like a movie review
Talking
podcast.
about media.
Yeah.
We don't talk about music much.
We don't talk about music much. Did you? Because you like Kanye West. Did you watch his like Amazon Video Prime show
With Drake?
With Drake.
I did not, but I think that
Okay.
whole thing with him and Drake is pretty neat. Of them, like they finally made up after a big.
Oh, I didn't
years
know
of
they
beef.
didn't like each other.
No, they didn't like each other.
Oops.
Which was why
Okay.
like this whole thing was Kanye released Donda this year, which is
Gotcha.
his big album, and then Drake released Certified Lover Boy, which is his big album. And Certified Lover Boy was all right. Donda was pretty good. And so
Okay.
there's like all like sorts of like fighting with that. And perhaps
Right.
some of it is like manufactured just to like get people to listen to it, which good strategy.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like they sort of like made up and did a big concert, and it was pretty good. I listened to part of it just from like
Fair
Twitter.
enough.
I don't have
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Gotcha. Yeah. I didn't watch it and probably won't. But I have a friend who texted me about it this morning, say that he transcended, like he was like, this was the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, okay.
It's pretty good. There was like
Alright.
Drake singing a Kanye song, and it's like Drake's got a pretty good voice. He just got
Did
like
Kanye
okay
do
music.
a Drake song?
I don't think he did. Not that I've seen.
That's the point.
It's all right. Drake's pretty good at singing, in my opinion. He just has bad music.
Oh, gotcha.
And Kanye's
Kind of a bummer.
great all around.
Okay.
So you give a good singer good music, he'll be good.
Uh-huh. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. What other? I don't know. Do you do Spotify blends with people?
I do not.
Ryan, let's make a Spotify blend right now.
We'll see how this goes.
It's
I
gonna
have
be like
the weirdest
odd.
music taste.
I believe that.
because I listen to just pop music. I listen
Uh-huh.
to movie music. I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music lately. I like rap.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I've been listening to a lot of the Beatles because I've been watching that Beatles documentary still because it is very long.
Fair. I feel like that'll be the only things we have in common. Um, so you just click that link.
It's just gonna like say nothing. Oh,
It's
I hit
gonna be like,
save. Oh, I hit unsave. Oh, I hit save again.
oh my god.
Okay. Open Spotify. Oh, join this blend. Wow, this is amazing.
Oh my god. I'm gonna turn my sound down so that we don't get copyright.
And now the collab you never know you needed. Oh, you can do like a wrapped blend.
Yeah, we have a rat. It's
Oh,
so cute.
cool. It turns out you both love music. That's
Good
very
for
generic to say. Oh, 72%?
Wait, that's so much higher than I thought it would be. What do we have in common? Not that much.
You saw eye to eye on classic rock. Olivia Rodrigo.
We do
Pretty
like
good.
her. Oh my god, tea on her. Did you listen to Joshua Bassett's new music?
I did not. I didn't even know he made music.
He makes music, and he came out with 4 songs, and a lot of them are basically like, hey besties, there's 2 sides to every story. And it's interesting. Stuff that came from it. She broke up with him. And then, did Sour.
Dang.
Yeah, and it's like there was one part where it was like real sad because like so he was in the hospital immediately like the night the driver's license was dropped, and so he like was getting a ton of death threats while he was already in the hospital dying from like something unrelated, and then like his mom saw all the death threats and everything, and so it was like that's pretty sad, but yeah, it was just like interesting.
Dang.
I don't know.
I'm looking through the music. Your choice, like, I understand. My stuff is all sorts of random stuff. We've got, like, a few things in common. Holy
we do have
cow.
a few things in common.
Like, mine is just a hodgepodge of everything. Okay, we got Olivia Rodrigo. Transparent Soul. Season of the Witch. Pretty good.
Season of the Witch.
Good for
Love
you.
that.
That's really about it. We have, like, nothing in common.
Sound the Alarm, which I think is a great
It's pretty
song because it's got so many people on it. It's because it's got like the Knox and Weezer and like Royal and whatever. But it's good. It's like it's a pop.
Yeah.
Dare I say? Yeah. Very exciting though. I'm honestly impressed because someone who I thought I had more music like in common with was like only at like a 50%, and so I wouldn't have thought that you and I had any in
I think
common.
that 72% is wrong, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. Esther and I did it. We were like in the 90s or something, and it was like, wow, we like all the same music. We had no idea.
All your music is very consistent. All of my music is just all over the place.
I do like a bunch of different music, but it's like if I'm gonna like listen to music consistently and not just like vibe well with other stuff, then I do have a pretty. It's just like soft rock, basically, of various sorts. And it's nice, but yeah, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Advice of the day. Podcast. That's a suggestion.
I like that idea.
Okay.
We could do that. Like, we could, like, I mean, that would require preparation.
It would.
But it'd be like, share something you've learned.
Yeah.
In your life.
Okay.
You could, like, tell a story about it.
What's something you've learned from, like, college? Not to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. I thought I'd condense it a little to make it easier.
I've learned a lot of things, but I'm trying to think of like what's the most interesting.
Gotcha.
I think showing up to classes is very important.
Yeah.
Because you are paying a lot of money.
Yeah.
That even still, if you're gonna be bored, at least you went. I don't know. Right. Like, there are some classes where it's like I've been bored and I've just worked on other stuff and it was like still productive. I don't like classes where like the teacher's like, you have to be working on this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's a little silly, because it's also
Yeah.
like people are adults.
Right.
If they're not going to work on like what they're supposed to be working on, that's their own fault.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I don't know, showing up to classes and getting up early.
Uh-huh.
I have like 5,000 alarms at all times because I'm terrible at getting up for stuff. But I make it to class.
Yeah. That's what matters.
Yeah.
I think my advice would be like if you're not excited about your classes, consider changing your major. Because you should be. Like,
Yeah.
I think people have like an inherent desire to learn things. Like, I think we have a natural curiosity. And if that's not being satiated by the classes that you're taking, like, take a seat and like make sure that you're in the major that you're in for you and not for like, oh, like this is for my parents who want me to do this thing. Like, do what you want to do. Yeah. Yeah, because then I think it's more fun. Because like a lot of people will be like, oh, like you like I never so like I didn't take school super super seriously in the sense of I didn't like I know a lot of people have like test anxiety and like they're really really stressed about like, oh, I've got to get everything done and everything. But like I did philosophy, which is like something that I love and I like just do for fun at this point now that I'm graduated. And it's like I would have been happy to take those classes and write those papers and like read all those books just on my own. And so it never felt like stressful. It was always just like, this is good. This is what I want to do, kind of thing. Yeah. So find that, because that'll make it better. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. An alternative living podcast.
Alternative living.
Yeah, so like different lifestyles and everything. So the examples that this one gives is minimalism or like nomadic life or anything that just varies from normal. I have a big one for this, and it's my scheme to get everyone I care about to do communal living. I want to do communal living so bad. I feel like it's just better for everyone. It's more sustainable for the environment, and it's just fun. You're just living with your besties. Yeah.
Dang. I saw a YouTube video that was really good, and I can't remember the name of it. But it's these houses that are like out in a desert in Nevada, because like anywhere you want to build a house, you have to build by specific codes. And in Nevada, I guess there's no codes, at least in this region. And so they're building these houses called land ships, which is like, have you heard about this?
I've heard of these. Yes, talk about them. I love them.
It's all like, it's houses basically made out of like a lot of garbage of like,
and like recycled glass and like
yeah, it's like all in the ground. Like they build like 3 walls basically out of tires, and they like pack that dirt in, and they put solar panels on the top, and then they build like a really nice house inside, and like they use a ton of garbage. And because of like where it's at, like you can like use heating and stay pretty warm. They have like a water like filtration system, or like a system like keep water, because it only rains like twice a year. They still have like internet and like modern amenities like electricity. But like, and then they like grow all their plants too, because they can have like a little greenhouse there too with the recycled glass. Like it's really neat. So
it's so cool. Yeah, I don't know. I love stuff like that. I want to like do weird living things because I feel like it's really cool to learn about like just these different lifestyles, because it's not exactly, I guess it's kind of a culture, right? But it's always like it could be any like country, anything like that. Like it's just like, but there's a lot of stuff similar. So it's like there's the stuff like that, right, where it's like you're making your own home out of recycled materials and everything like that. There's like tiny homes are like a big thing. I don't think I'd like tiny homes, but I'd like to try one out. I think
you did dorm living for 2 years, so
I mean it's not that different, right? Like I don't know. I do think that's I would want a stationary tiny home, because that way like plumbing is definite. So I feel like would be a necessity for me. But yeah, I don't know. There's like a good chunk of them. I definitely want to do communal living. I want to do communal living like for the rest of my life though. Like that's not like one I want to test out. Like that I just think is so good for people. Like it's I don't know why, but it was like destroyed in Western cultures. But like historically, it was something that even Western cultures did, and it's now something that like Eastern cultures still do.
Hmm.
And it's really good for like mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Whole
talked
topic.
a little bit earlier about planning, and it's crazy how like we have built our society, specifically
Yeah,
in America,
yeah,
to like be far apart from everything, which is not like
yeah.
great. Because like you could live
No,
right next to a grocery store, and like you would still drive to that grocery store because it's a pain
that's
in the butt
true.
to walk. Because like
Right.
maybe you live like right behind a grocery store, and
Yeah.
like there's probably a fence in the way, or there's not a good way to like get your groceries, so you have to drive
Right.
even though you live like 500 feet
Right
away.
there. Yeah. That's so true.
And
Jeez.
it's like inconvenient, where like if you live in a big city, or like maybe you live in Europe, like you have a grocery store that like you can literally walk to, just like carry
Right.
bags back.
Yeah. And it's like you don't it creates like less food waste and everything because it's right there and you can so easily just hop over to it that you're not overbuying trying to
Hmm.
like have groceries for the entire like 2 weeks or however long people shop for. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it's
All
crazy of
time.
like how we have built roads to like separate.
That's a very good point. Um, I have a so like mostly unrelated question. Other than that, it has to do with roads. What's your favorite type of road to drive on?
I don't know. I like two
Okay.
lane streets. I like 2 lane
Uh,
highways where it's like you can just drive fast, just
right.
like sit back, listen to music, maybe put
That's
on a
fair.
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time.
It was a good time. Yeah. I think I like that too. Like I like country highways a lot. Because they feel less intense. Um, yeah. Alrighty. A pet podcast. Um, any tips for caring for animals? Um, and then you can also discuss more exotic pets like lizards or rats or birds or tarantulas.
Hmm.
That's what
This
this
is
is.
not my area of expertise, as in my family's never had animals. I've been around animals, but I don't really know all that much about animals. So it could be
Yeah.
like a podcast of educate Ryan on animals.
Teach Ryan about animals. I love it. Um, I have only had one dog in my life. I dog sit though, so like I know more now than I did as a child. But I know a lot about cats because cats are great.
Hmm.
I love them.
Yeah.
One of my friends just got a cat and it's
Ooh.
real cute. Um, Absolutely adorable. Uh, but controversy that has nothing to do with whether or not the pet will be safe or anything like that. Um, when do you think is too long to have gone without naming your pet?
I'd say 2 weeks. Like I feel like you put
Okay.
a name on the pet right away.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. Cause like, so when we got my cat, his name is Merlin, right? But like, we wanted to like see his personality before we like decided our name. We had like 3 or 4 names going into getting him, being like, oh, these would be cute names. And then we decided on Merlin once we like got to know him a little bit better. Um, yeah, and I feel like that's like a good way to do it. I think it was about like 2 or 3 weeks when we
Gotcha.
like completely decided. But I have a friend who like just got a cat. And he was like, I don't know, I like don't want to name it immediately. And then our other friend was like, that's really weird. You need a name right now. And so yeah, it was just a little debate. Um, should pets have people names? Like, can you call your
Yes.
dog Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, I
I
like
would
it.
say yeah. You can name your
That's
dog
fair.
whatever you want, as long as it's like cool.
Right.
I like people that give them like super exotic names,
Yeah,
like
that's
Sir
fair.
Alfred or whatever.
I
That's
love
funny.
that. Yes, give your pets a really long name for the humor of it.
But then you're never gonna call it that Be like,
No,
Sir
but
Alfred, get out of the weeds.
it'll be on like their adoption papers.
Yeah. Give them a little keychain. Or a little
Yes.
whatever it's
A
called.
little collar.
Collar. Not a
Oh.
keychain.
Oh my god. Okay. Time specific. So this comes out at a certain time. And your theme is a great way to like stay on schedule.
I think we sort of do that, you know. I mean, this is about
Well,
finals.
Tuesdays. That's true. Yeah.
Because we mentioned
That's fair.
finals earlier.
We did say that. And so like this is a great study break as a
Yeah.
part of your schedule. Right?
That it is.
And then after this you can all go back to your finals.
Or you could even listen to this while you're studying.
That's true. I don't do podcasts while I'm studying. That's like one of the only things I don't do. I'm fine with like TV shows and stuff, but like podcasts, I don't know, I get very, very into them.
I'm the
I
exact
just don't like-
opposite.
Interesting.
Because I feel like a TV show I need to watch.
Uh-huh. Fair.
But like I can listen to stuff while I'm doing things.
That's
I
understandable.
don't know.
Alrighty. Kid friendly.
Probably
What?
not us.
Probably
not
not
that we're
us.
like not kid friendly,
No.
but
Well,
like we
just
don't
that
go
it's,
out our
like-
way.
Right. But kids can be friendly.
That they can.
Alright. Have you ever talked to a child? Like, do you talk to children, like, in your life?
Yeah. Sometimes
Like
I
younger
don't go out of my
cousins or
way.
something.
Like I mean, that's
Okay.
be weird if I'm like, oh, hello, child.
No, yeah. Yeah. But, like...
Because there's like a certain
dude,
age where talking to children is weird,
It's absolutely creepy.
or like there's a certain age you
Um,
hit that like after that point,
Right.
and then like I feel like as you get older, it's okay.
Really?
Like if you're like an old person, like oh hello child,
Okay.
and it's like
See, I
oh it's a
still-
nice old person,
Sure.
as long as you don't look
Gotcha.
scary.
Okay.
Stranger
Interesting.
danger is weird, but good. I don't know, because it's like
Uh-huh.
you can't talk to children, but also like I don't want to talk to children, so maybe
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
Right. That's fair. Okay. How do you feel you're standing in a line, right?
Okay.
You're at like a grocery store, you're about to check out. The person in front of you has a child. It's like a toddler, so it can like stand on its own, but like the parent is like paying and like dealing with the conveyor belt and everything. And the child starts like staring you down and is like very interested in you because oh my god, you're another person that they haven't really seen in their life before, and so wow, they got to take all that in to
Mhm.
their tiny child brains. What do you do? Like, what's your reaction?
You just
What's
give
your
a little
go-to?
tiny wave.
Me too. Yeah. So like, like I don't want to like talk to them because I feel like weird about that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
I
know.
don't ever start a conversation with a child. They will just start
Right.
conversations. You can like join in.
Yes. Yeah. I know someone who's like complaining about dealing with children like in their job, and I was like, they're so easy to talk to though. You
Mhm.
just like point at something and you're like, tell me about that flower, and they'll like give it a whole background. Like,
I remember there was an SNL skit that was like Duolingo
Mhm.
for children.
Oh my
it's,
God.
Like giving you phrases to talk to children. Like, I like your backpack. Do you like chicken fingers? I like to
love it.
color.
Oh my god. That is though like when I used to babysit, that's what you do. You're just like, so anyway, this thing, and they're like, oh my god, I'm so happy you brought this up. They don't say it like that, but like that's the vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a paranormal one where it's
Oh.
like diving into these like mysteries or anything like that, which feels more like true crime, which is a separate one on here. How do you feel about true crime podcasts?
I like them. I
Okay.
think it's neat,
Yeah.
like historically.
Uh-huh.
I think, I don't know, I saw a good point on Twitter. Like, sometimes true crime podcasts, like, glorify the crime.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than, like, oh, hey, you know, there's, like, historical significance to this. And, like, there is
Yeah.
a cool mystery with it.
Mhm.
I don't know, I like the historical aspects of it. Not necessarily, like, the crime part.
Right.
I mean, some of them can be fun, like, stealing stuff. It's like, ooh, a heist.
Yeah.
Like, how'd they get away with it?
Sure.
but it's fun. I like true crime, and like there's tons of like
Yeah.
interesting stuff out there as well.
That's definitely fair. So I'm not good with like gore and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only like true crime podcasts that I've listened to have been comedy podcasts as well, because they don't tend to like go into as much gore as like just legitimate true crime podcasts. But I also find that I feel like the comedy ones are a bit more respectful of like the victims, because like especially in like serial killer cases or like cases where it was like extreme like violence against women or something like that, they always like make fun of the killer. Like they're like, this guy is just a dumbass, like
Yeah.
he's just the worst, like he's a loser, blah blah blah, right? And I feel like that's the only way to approach talking about someone like that, because otherwise I think that it does glorify like because that's a huge thing, is a lot of people like loving killers, there's a name for it and I forget the name for it, but it's like the whole phenomenon where they're like, Ted Bundy is so hot, oh my god,
Yeah.
I would love to be like picked up by Ted Bundy. And it's like, no you wouldn't. You really wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a recent thing about where there was like this TikTok boy who like hit like a mother and her child with his car.
Dang.
And like there was clips of his court case, and there was just tons and tons of TikTok teens being like, oh my god, he's so hot, like wow, look at this absolute gorgeous man. It's like, this guy like killed people. Like he was in court for like vehicular manslaughter. Like
it's not like separated photos, it's like the photos from court.
Right. Like oh man, which I always think that's weird.
Yeah, definitely.
So I like comedy ones where they're like, man, this guy sucks.
Speaking of paranormal, what is the new show on Watcher?
Ghost Files.
Ghost Files.
That's the name for it. Ryan and Shane from BuzzFeed Unsolved are doing another paranormal show, which is very exciting. I think it'll be good. They also put out a thing where they like want more audience interaction in it, which is pretty cool. So they're gonna have people send them like they're gonna say the location that they're at, right? And then if someone in the audience had like a spooky encounter at that location, Ryan and Shane are gonna like try to recreate it, like do whatever the people were doing to like try to get the ghost to come out that way, which I think is very funny. And will lead to a lot of comedic encounters. But yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah. There's a lot of good memes about it, because they made a very big thing about like BuzzFeed Unsolved is done. Like, we're ending the season. Yeah. Like they put out a whole documentary about filming the last episode of it, and they were like, oh, like guys, it's over. What an end to a chapter. And then like a week later they're like, anyway, we're doing it again.
Yeah.
Which I think is very fun.
Did you watch the documentary?
I did. Yeah,
I skimmed through it.
Okay, fair. Yeah. It was interesting. It was very like sentimental, I think, which is sweet.
Yeah.
But good stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we're not spooky enough people to pull off a paranormal podcast.
I agree.
But maybe one day.
Since like none of us really believe in ghosts.
Right. I feel like Adam probably does the most.
And me and Adam are like both like we're open to it, but we don't think there's ghosts.
Okay, cool. It's not that I'm not open to it. It's very much the Shane thing where it's like, if they are, then cool, neat. But like, you're not. Okay, personal finance. Do you have any tips and tricks for saving money?
Don't invest in stupid stuff.
Okay.
Don't invest in the stock market if you don't know what you're doing. Don't invest in cryptocurrency. Because it's silly.
Yeah.
Don't invest in NFTs because what even
Mhm.
are they? No one really knows. I mean, I know what
Little
they are,
JPEG.
but
Right.
people don't really know.
Right.
How is this thing that people don't know about going to be the next big thing? It's
Yeah.
not, is what it is.
Good points.
Um, and save up, like keep a spreadsheet of
Uh,
what you spend. I like to
mhm.
do that. Like if I spend
That's
stuff,
fair.
I like put it on a spreadsheet and I'm like, ooh, I spent a lot this month or I didn't spend this much, and I can see like what I
Right.
spent a lot on and all that. I don't ever get like
Yeah.
beat up about like how much I spend on stuff. It's like, oh, okay, like this is neat.
Right. If I want to make a bigger purchase, I always try to think like where are other areas that I can save in type of
Yeah.
thing. So that it's not like too much more than I would be spending anyway. Um, so that's always a fun thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I want to get this thing, right? Like whatever I get. Um, like uh, a gift for someone, let's say. Um, and then I would just be like, I'll just like eat at home a few more times this week type of thing instead
Mhm.
of like going out to eat. And like I'll save money in that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's time. I also like for Christmas gifts, I have like a whole spreadsheet that's like who, like what I'm giving them, and then like money so that it's like I can keep track of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Budgeting is a big thing because last year I
Yeah.
bought all presents online and
Mm-hmm.
I overdrafted, which wasn't fun. Like I had the money in
Oh, yikes.
savings, but I just overdrafted
Right.
my checking because I didn't realize how much I
Yeah.
had in there.
Fair.
Which like I don't want to do that again because you get charged for
Right.
it, and it's like you're just losing
Yeah.
money because
Yeah.
you didn't balance right.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, like I've got a big spreadsheet too, where it's like I just need to keep track of like what I'm getting people, otherwise I'll forget.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But also like keeping track of how much money you're spending, because also like
Mm-hmm.
trying to spend the same amount on people.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's fair. A whole time. Um, I don't know. Did you have any personal finance classes in high school?
Not really. We had to take an economics class,
Okay.
and our teacher was awful.
Oh.
He was like the most conservative man I'd ever met.
Oh.
Um, I remember
Good.
like the first day of class, he told us this story, or like he gave us this document we had to read, which was like Bill Gates gave a recent talk at a college
Mm-hmm.
graduation, and it's like these are his 10 tips, and you can look it up online, and like
Yeah.
the article literally states Bill Gates gave a recent talk. If you look into like where it was, it didn't actually happen. He did not give this talk,
Oh, wow.
but it's always
Yikes.
just spread around as he gave this recent talk, and the article keeps
Right.
getting posted like by news sites, not like big
Oh,
news sites,
interesting.
but like it
Right.
keeps getting posted around. It's fake,
Sure.
but it's very much like a here are some conservative ideas.
Right.
Um, and for that project, we had to do like a final project for it, and we had to
Yeah.
present on a billionaire
Oh,
because
wow.
that's how you become good at economics. Billionaires.
Oy. Swings. We had one, except it was mostly like do this Quizlet quiz, and then that's pretty much how you pass the class. And then they had like a fake stock market thing,
Oh,
which I did learn like some basic like taxes stuff from the class, which was like helpful. But overall, it was very much like it was like our senior year a health class equivalent. Like instead of having a health class senior year, it was personal finance. Um, and so like it was fine, but it wasn't like intense by any means. Like it was not a class where you were like you had to try to learn in the class kind of thing. But yeah,
that's fair.
I
At
was
least you like
nerdy.
learned something.
That's true. Yeah.
I did not learn
I
anything. Oh, he also taught us about like lemon laws in Illinois.
Oh,
In case you buy a lemon.
right.
Which, if I bought a lemon, perhaps
It would
I
be
could just
helpful.
Google. Yeah.
Right.
And he also
Um,
taught us to declare bankruptcy.
oh,
Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
well, oddly specific,
Yeah. Don't really know
but
why,
okay.
but.
Right. Okay. Last one we'll talk about is it says how to podcast. I realize they're saying like a how to podcast, but I only can read it as how to
How to
podcast.
podcast to get a mic.
Right. But what would you do for, so it's like teach a skill or a talent that you can like share with other people kind of thing? Like what's something that you would like teach people how to do?
I would teach people how to be just good enough with a skill that they can act
Okay.
like when people see them doing that, they'd be like, "Oh, that person
Yeah.
knows how to do that." That's how
Right.
I'm with piano. I know how to
Okay.
like play a song on piano, and I
Yeah.
can like if there's a piano, I'll play it, and people are like, "Oh wow, Ryan knows how to play piano."
Yeah. We
But
love
in
that.
reality, I don't.
He's duped him.
Yeah. So I'd teach
Okay.
like just skills with that.
Yeah, I like that. Um, Probably do something crafty. Um, yeah. I don't know. Um, Alrighty. Well, what rained on your parade this week, Ryan?
I don't know. It's really raining right now, which is crazy.
Oh.
I don't know. And how dark it gets. I don't like it.
Yes. No.
Yeah, crazy.
Throws me off.
That it does. But I'm trying to think of an actual good thing.
Okay.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, I guess I have something. My senior project,
Yes.
our like guy who's led the first part of the senior project, he's like the only one accredited to do it.
Okay.
And he's going on a sabbatical next
Okay.
semester. So he's not going to be around to finish it, which is fine.
Unhelpful. Sure.
But he sent us a very nice email because he's like, "Oh, this will be like the last time I'm seeing many of you guys. So thank you. It's an
Yeah.
honor to be a part of your guys' class." I was like, "That's
So
great." He's like,
sweet.
"Hopefully we find someone for next semester." And I was like, "I don't
Right.
like that last part."
Right.
It's like,
That's concerning.
because it's like, if
Yeah.
we don't have someone, what does that mean?
Right. What happens to us?
Yeah.
Zoinks.
Oh
Fair.
well. They can't fill everyone, or like not give us a degree, I guess. So
No, totally. That would be absurd. They'll come up with some sort of solution.
exactly.
Yeah. But wild times.
Wild time indeed.
I made focaccia earlier this week.
Ooh.
I like focaccia a lot, but I made a mistake. And
How'd you make a mistake?
well, something that you gotta do when you're making any type of bread is you have to activate the yeast. And the way that you do that is you have warm water and then some sort of like thing for the yeast to like eat. And so like with focaccia, it's honey. So you mix like the honey and the water. So I heat up the water and I was putting the honey in it. But I didn't let the water like cool down enough.
Oh.
Um, it was like somewhere in between hot and warm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like it wasn't quite hot, so it didn't totally kill the yeast. But it wasn't warm, so it wasn't like ideal for the yeast. And so my focaccia just didn't rise as much as it should have. And some of it was like a bit too crispy and it didn't have like the fluffy inside. But the like that was like on the edges more so. Like the middle part was good focaccia, but
Nice.
I don't know. I was bummed. I was like, ugh,
Oh.
why did I do that?
So like the crust
But
wasn't very good?
the crust was good. It was just
Oh, okay.
very crusty. Like
Ah.
it was like normally the crust is just like slightly
Yes.
crispier
Yeah.
than the middle, but it was like real crispy. Which was
Mhm.
like, okay, like really gotta bite down on that, but it was fine.
Good.
It was fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
More impressive than
Alright.
me, so.
Focaccia, I think, is an actually great starter bread for people. Like
Nice.
you can make it like in like 2 or 3 hours. Like it takes no time at all, bread wise, because a lot of it is just like because you don't actually have to knead it. That's why it's easy. So you just like develop the gluten strands is what it's called, where you basically like you take it and you pull up like the front of it and you fold it over on itself and then you turn it and do that for like all four sides of it, and then you do that 4 times over the span of like 2 hours. So like every 30 minutes you do that, and that's the work. Like that's as hard as it is, which is not that hard.
Dang.
So
Sounds
yeah.
impressive.
you just shouldn't
You could
burn
do it
your
for your
yeast.
how-to podcast.
I could do it for the how-to podcast. It's just me making focaccia. It's just a lot of me sitting around for 30-minute increments and then be like, okay, let's go fold it. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, I hope that this podcast was the podcast of podcasts to do. Netflix is really screwing the pooch on Christmas movies. And
Good luck on finals.
good luck on finals. Yeah. Have a sunny Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.